Well, shit, YouTube. I am your boy Tony. I just want to ask you for a second. I believe in parallel universes. Parallel universes do that shit. Oh yeah. Simulation. The video we're going to look at today. Highly unsettling signals from parallel universes that scientists will never solve. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. This is going to be a long video. You got it. Got it. You ready to go? You're going to adjust our camera. Right now. Yeah, that's a great aim. Sit back in your seats and enjoy. This is going to be a reaction that will be posted on a weekend. So it's a weekend with your boy, Tony Vogue. You already know my important socials are at v0gv3.gv. My Twitter is t0nyv0gu3. And if you want to subscribe to my OnlyFans, it's v0gu3. Let's get into it without further ado. The link to the original video will be below.
Starting off this countdown, we have the warning. This individual actually received a signal from his parallel universe self, and had he not, he might have actually died. So the narrator, who wants to remain anonymous, let's call him Robbie, was out walking one day when he saw a version of himself across the street. At first, he thought he was just seeing things, but surely, right across the street was himself, just staring at him.
This one.
He was dressed in identical clothing and everything.
He would have gotten hit by a car if he didn't save himself.
His twin yelled out, "Run!" At that moment, a car came hurtling towards Robbie's twin. He saw himself get hit by the car. So he turned and...
What do you think about that? If your parallel universe self came at you with a warning, you'd probably listen, right? Someone that looks exactly like you? That was a simple one.
Emitted from the ground. The radio pulses detected high-energy neutrinos and were discovered by the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, otherwise known as...
Say that 5 times
twice. Weird thing.
Twice.
The signals were coming up out of the Earth and heading towards the sky.
What?
Since the signals were coming up from the Earth instead of down from space, people believed that they may be traveling back in time and therefore from a parallel universe. For this universe, the Big Bang represents the end and not the beginning. Coming in at number 8, we have Euronymous.
That just went so over my head.
This story really quickly gives me the creeps. Basically, a Norwegian black metal fan believes that he's stuck in the wrong universe. So the story was posted by I Love Transylvania on Reddit. They asked for help and advice. It all started when he woke up and found out that his favorite musician, Euronymous, had died. But not recently. He died in 1993. Immediately, he thought that this was some kind of joke because just recently he had seen him in concert. The year he saw him was 2013, which is 20 years after his death, which is physically impossible. Not only that, but in the early 2000s, he bumped into him in a shop and even bought a record from him there. Not only that, but he can't seem to get in contact with any of his friends. He tries calling and texting, but their numbers are all out of service. So this guy either thinks he's going insane, or he somehow got
the black metal
got
you
another
going
universe,
crazy.
Our current one, in which Euronymous passed away in 1990.
Black metal's got a
In our
significant
second spot
amount
today,
of
we have the man from Torrid. Now, this might be a perfect example of some accidental dimension jumping. Now, you might be sick of hearing me talk about this story, but it literally blows my mind. It's one of my favorite stories, so I'm sharing it again. For those of you who don't know, in July of 1954, a well-dressed man arrived at the Haneda airport in Tokyo, Japan. When he was questioned at customs, he said he was from
one of my favorite parallel universe
stories.
However,
as we know, Torrid is not a real place. So immediately the officers were like, red flag, detain him. Later he was placed in a hotel and was monitored by 2 guards. In the hotel, his room was placed high up and there was only one entry and exit point. Yet he still managed to escape. How he managed to escape is physically impossible. So, some people think that Torrid is a real place, but it's located in a different universe. And this man somehow passed through a parallel
Torrid
dimension
definitely a
and
real
ended up
place, wow.
at the airport. Others think that it's all just a made-up legend. If so, then why did the story get international news and wind up in the papers? I don't know, it's up to you. You believe whatever, but I think it's freaking creepy. Coming in at number 6, we have the parallel drivers. You're about to notice a trend here. A number of parallel universe stories feature cars and car accidents. It's quite weird. Like this one. So this next guy was visiting his grandparents when he was almost hit by a car. So he was in a car park when a car nearly hit him and another car.
Dang.
As the car passed him, he got a look at the passengers. And that's when he knew that something was very off. In the car, there were 3 passengers, a woman, her daughter, and a male driver. What was weird is that they were all staring, looking forward, with no emotion on their face whatsoever. It looked as if they were all just zoned out or in another world. Maybe quite literally. As the car continued driving by, he realized that it was his family's car. Freaking out, thinking that their car had been stolen, he ran to his family, only to find the car parked in the grandparents' driveway. Now, I don't have an explanation for this one. I really don't. But it seems like the people in that car were from another dimension and were unaware that they were appearing elsewhere. Seems like the two universes might have merged for that second. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with deja vu. After all this time, scientists don't have a clear explanation for deja vu. They believe that everyday deja vu experiences might be linked to the memories in our temporal area, but they have yet to prove this or come up with any other explanations. Others believe that deja vu occurs when different universes are in sync for a short period of time. For example, maybe in one universe you picked up a bottle of wine to pour yourself a glass, but maybe a different version of yourself in another universe picked up a beer. This happened at the same time, so you're in sync for that moment. And that's when you get that feeling, like, didn't I just do this? It's because your other self did something similar. Coming in at number 4, we have precognitive dreams. Precognitive dreams are dreams that can predict the future, or they can provide you with information that you wouldn't have otherwise known. There are a number of people that have had this happen to them, including myself. I've had dreams and then the next day it's come true, and there's no possible way for me to have known that this was going to happen. In fact, we have a whole series on dreams that have predicted the future, so if you want, check that out as well. Anyways, one theory is that these dreams are signals from your other self in a different universe. Maybe something is about to happen in your life and has already happened in their life. Or they're sending you a signal in your sleep to warn you about upcoming dangers. Moving on to number 3, we have the change of route. A couple of years ago, the next narrator was walking to work one day when they all of a sudden had an urge to take a different path. Every day, they took the same route, but today, they decided to go down a different way. So they turned and went down an alley. Now, I mean, any normal person would be like,
deja vu's on a trip, it's down the Matrix,
you're gonna get mugged or killed. But something was telling this guy that he needed to go down that way. So he did. And that's when he zoned out. He said that his mind went scrambled. He also said, and I quote, "I felt like I didn't have a body anymore, just that I was a semi-conscious entity floating through some weird dimension. All of a sudden, in an array of different colors and shapes, a vision came to me. It was a bunch of strange-looking people that, in my mind, resembled businessmen in suits. They looked startled and panicked that I could see them. One of the people made a quick movement, and everything turned black. Then, when he snapped out of this, he found himself on a completely different street, back on his way to work." I don't have an explanation for this, honestly.
That's the Men in Black, bro.
For a split second, he was looking into another universe or something, though. In our second spot, we have the close call. Several years ago, this guy worked at Little Caesars Pizza. He worked as one of those sign spinners, you know, to get people into the store. One day, while sign spinning, he saw a van heading straight at him. It drove over the curb and hit him directly. He felt it crush him against the street post. Then everything turned black. All of a sudden, he gasped and he was awake and still alive. He's still on the corner and he's still holding his sign. No car was there, he was alive. Since he was shaken from the experience, he decided to go inside the store for his break. As he walked away, he heard a loud crash. As he turned around, he saw the same van crash into the street post where he was. So maybe in another universe, he died from that car crash. In this universe, he survived. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the portal. There's a cabin in the Marcahuasi Stone Forest in Peru that apparently is a ticket to another dimension. This story was told by a woman who one day was out camping in the forest with her friends. That's when they heard music coming from another area in the forest, so they decided to follow the sound and check it out. Then they came across a small stone cabin.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there.
Torches. What was weird is that they could see in through the windows, and the people inside were wearing 17th century fashion. The women, being curious, decided to go check it out. In fact, one of the friends was a little too curious, and she tried entering the cabin.
Don't want to go in there.
She stepped foot inside when her friend pulled her away. Instantly, half of her body became paralyzed. It was the half that entered the cabin. To this day, she still remains paralyzed.
That's them chronotons.
So
smoking them chronotons, bro.
Cabin would have taken them to another dimension.
I believe it.
Her body entered another dimension and then was yanked out. It threw off her nervous system, resulting in her partial paralysis.
With them chronotons.
This countdown, we have the new reality.
That was just part 1 of our parallel dimension investigation reaction series. It's not all going to be from the same source. This has been one set of reactions. I am your boy Tony Vogue. I hope that you have been illuminated on this phenomenon. See you next time.